Our dudes, here's another little curio I got from my grandparents when they passed away. Here's some of the stuff that was left, and I picked this up. I remember looking when I was a kid, when I was going down here in Worthing when I was a child. We stayed down there the weekend or on Christmas or on holidays. And it's fascinating looking at this, and what it was is like it's a paperweight of Tartaria. It was made of vintage old world 1970s, loose sight, multi-dimensional, multi-angled paperweight, a tetrahedron. Probably you probably pick them up for 29 quid now, 30 quid at the time, but that was going around at the time. But it's old world, you see, there's a Tartaria, and brings to mind that they're making them then. Tartaria was a real thing that happened, 100%. It was a mini sort of like, I don't know, heaven and earth in a rebellion against the Kali Yuga we're in now, which is, as I say, Talatala. We're in Satan's seasons, as they call it, or I'd say it Vedically, you could call it the Azoric takeover, which are celestial demons. And at the moment, it was a diva system, the way the ether was used, then it was using the way they manipulate the ether and the buildings, everything was very healing. You look at these old buildings, what's left of them, and you see some of the people and all the research you see on YouTube. Fascinating, what we missed, There's some of you in past lives were there and you might remember. I don't remember, even if I was there. But it's made to think that this here Tartaria was it was all made out of ether. Everything was like, it reminds me a bit like what Frank Herbert was trying to attempt with the non-thinking machines in June, before digitalisation of what we now come to in Talatala. You see, as non-thinking machines, and it's all like ether was manipulated, and it's all steampunky, sort of like gothicy, all fucking healing sound through all the churches and everything, using all their sound techniques, and a lot of healing spas going on. But look at this thing, like fascinating to look at it for ages. These strange little creatures like there. Antarctica, look at the size of it. Look at the strange little creature they put out, like a unicorn. You see that? That thing there with wings. I don't know what's supposed to be. That one there, winged horses, like Pegasus and that. See how it angles. I'm trying to get some angle point on it. It's mad. So you can see the reflection of that back on there. But yeah. But to me, yeah, we was in Talatala, and I think it's at the reign of Rothschild seeing his opportunity at the Napoleon Wars, wasn't it? When they say that's when it all kicked off. And I think that's when the change, or the end of Tartaria, and the slow creep of what we're now in, Talatala, which in the Vedas is basically the fourth subterranean realm of the fourth subterranean, seven subterranean realms. So we're on the seventh heaven or the sixth heaven of globe Earth, and this is, and what we're in now in Talatala is its earthly equivalents in the Kali Yuga, where it's a subterranean metropolis, and you can see that by look at how everything is designed in its architecture. Look at the high-rise buildings of all described for fiat currency in the cities, where it's all made out of mirrored glass, smoke screen and mirrors. The fiat currency illusory system. It's not real money. It's not backed off it. It's all fiat currency, not real. It's only people's belief in democratic countries that are still believing in this, by the majority that are still voting, just that little bit more majority that are winning over us who don't vote, and keeping it alive. The illusion of money, you see, and the smoke screen and the mirrors of it all. But what we got to think about is how we get out of it. But we're in Satan's seasons, the churchy Christians will call it. But I'll say it's basically a Zoric takeover from the diva system. We need to get back to a diva administration, a flow state economy, which is a free non-monetary world. You're working back to yoga, working a free world. See, you're in a karmic bind. You see, it's all red tape. See, legal high-handed or celestial demons, the Azuras, where it's all made up legal law. See, it's legal fiction. No, what you need to be back is natural law. No harm, loss or theft in a non-monetary world. See, when they talk about, oh, there was free air money in Tartaria, well, there was free, what's it, free energy. It's all free. Well, yeah, if you remove money, all energy would be free. The water, you had no water bills, no gas or electric. You just remove money. People still need to turn up and do all these duties for free in utility plants, you know. So this is the thing. So you get back to the Krita Yuga, a free administrated world. Not a karmically bound system where you're working as a man or a woman for 48 weeks and getting a 4-week holiday and getting a monthly payment as your reward, and then paying it all back in their taxation systems, or rob from you money of their monetary system, or they probably consider it's all their money via through you, which is not even real anyway. You know what I mean? So we need to remove the money, the bargaining chip. You see, money, Kavera, the chief of evil spirits. You see. And it's Kali, the evil spirit, that's channeling through the gold of one of the 5 seats. So you remove gold, money, fiat currency, Bitcoin, all of it, remove it, doesn't need it, you don't need it. You just need to work for free, back to yoga, and you use the system of 39-13, the natural seasonal template. 13 weeks by 4 people, you get 39 weeks back to yourself. Or you work 26 weeks or 39 weeks for free because it's a career. You choose, you know, where you don't feel that you're being exploited and enslaved, you know. That's the free world, that's the adult world, that's the heavenly administration we deserve to be living in, all of us. And the only way you're going to do that is by not voting in to the monetary systems. Every 5 years you've got an opportunity to do this. It's down to ourselves to do this, you know. So yeah, if we hit 51%, it all becomes our own. See what I'm saying? If we don't, it continue and continue. You know, but as I say, I keep saying, we're in the 5-year to 50-year window space that is actually happening. And when this comes around, you know, we become free men and women, as we rightly deserve to be. You know, time is art and devotion, you know, not karmically enslaved to money. So basically what you've got to do is bring it back. Bring that bit back, you know, bring it back to the days of reality. Alright, catch you later, folkies.